My name is Sarah, and I live in Vancouver, Canada. I'm a college professor, a wife and a mother of 3 wonderful children. On the outside, everything about my life seemed perfect. I had a secure position at the university, a loving family, and a faith I thought was unshakable. But there's something I've been carrying with me for a long time. Something I never expected to share with anyone. What I'm about to tell you will change the way you see life, sin, redemption. It all started one evening, after a particularly stressful day of lectures and grading papers. I remember going to bed feeling more exhausted than usual, but I pushed it aside. I had been experiencing chest pains for weeks, dismissing them as stress from work. That night, the pain became unbearable. I felt my heart racing irregularly. Then everything went black. I felt like I was being pulled away, and no matter how much I tried to fight it, I couldn't stop it. I was dying from what the doctors later told me was a massive heart attack. I didn't know what to expect in that moment, but what happened next was nothing like I imagined. I found myself standing before him, Jesus. I had prayed to him many times, but in his presence I realized how little I truly understood his love, his power, his truth. It was all overwhelming, and when he looked at me, it felt like he could see straight through me, every hidden thought, every action, everything I had tried to ignore. I thought maybe he would comfort me, tell me everything would be okay, but instead, he showed me something that changed everything. He began to reveal moments from my life, and then he stopped at one thing, one sin I had always dismissed as private and no big deal: masturbation. For years I thought it was harmless, something that didn't hurt anyone, something I could control. But in that moment, Jesus revealed how deeply it was affecting me. He showed me how it was opening doors for the enemy to attack me spiritually. Every time I gave in, I was weakening my relationship with God and giving the enemy more ground in my life. And then Jesus showed me the truth I never expected. He explained how the enemy used this sin against me, forming a legal case, pointing to it before God, saying, "Look at her, she's living in sin, she's made this an idol, she's breaking your commands." I was ashamed, I had no defense. But then came the part that changed everything. Jesus didn't turn his back on me, he didn't condemn me, he looked at me with love and he said, "You don't have to live like this anymore. You can be free." What happened next was nothing short of a miracle. And if you've ever felt trapped, ashamed, or lost in sin, if you've ever struggled with something you thought you couldn't escape, please stay with me. The truth I'm about to share could change everything for you, just like it did for me. Before we dive into this incredible journey, I want to encourage you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who might need to hear this powerful message. And if you've had a similar experience, or if you just want to share a prayer, leave a comment below. Let's create a community where we can uplift and support each other on this journey of life. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. I still remember the feeling, the overwhelming heaviness in my chest, the suffocating darkness. I didn't know what was happening at first. One moment I was in bed trying to push through the chest pain. The next I felt like my body was shutting down. It wasn't like falling asleep. It was different. It was like I was being pulled away from everything, like my body was no longer mine. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I was helpless. And then everything around me went silent. I thought I was dreaming at first, but the silence felt too deep, too real. Suddenly I felt lighter. I wasn't in my body anymore. I didn't feel the weight of the world pressing down on me. I didn't feel pain or fear or anything I had ever known before. And then I saw him, Jesus. I can't describe it fully. His presence was unlike anything I had ever imagined. It wasn't just the peace I felt. It was a power so pure and so overwhelming that I couldn't look away. His eyes were filled with both love and truth. They saw everything, every secret I had kept hidden, every sin I thought no one knew about. He saw it all. In that moment I felt exposed. I wasn't just a woman standing in front of him. I was a broken soul, vulnerable, laid bare. And yet he didn't turn away. He didn't scold me. He didn't push me aside. He just looked at me with eyes full of understanding, and I knew this moment was meant to change me forever. But then he began to show me something I wasn't ready to see. I saw my life. I saw every choice, every action, and every mistake. I saw the moments I had thought were private, the ones I thought didn't matter. And that's when he showed me the truth about something I had always justified, something that I never thought would matter so much: masturbation. I had convinced myself that it was harmless, something no one needed to know about, something that didn't affect anyone but me. But as I stood there in front of Jesus, I saw how it was affecting my relationship with God, how it was opening doors for the enemy to attack me spiritually. Every time I indulged, it was like I was giving the enemy more and more power to invade my life. It felt like a punch to the gut. I was shaken to my core. How could I have been so blind? I had no idea how serious it was. How could I have thought this was just a private sin? The weight of it all hit me harder than I can explain. But what happened next? That's what changed everything. Jesus didn't condemn me. He didn't turn his back on me. He didn't say, "You've made too many mistakes. It's too late for you." Instead, he looked at me with compassion and he told me, "You can be free. You don't have to live like this anymore." That's the message I want to share with you today. If you've ever struggled with something you thought was too shameful to talk about, too private to matter, please stay with me. The truth I learned in that moment might be the very thing that sets you free too. I stood there frozen as Jesus began to show me things I wasn't ready to see. My entire life laid out in front of me like a book I thought I knew, but I didn't. I saw the truth of my actions, the things I thought were harmless, things I had told myself didn't matter. But then he showed me something so powerful it shook me to my core. He revealed to me how masturbation, something I had always brushed off as a private matter, was actually affecting my relationship with him, my connection with God. I never saw it that way before. I thought it was my own business, something that had no real consequence. But there, in that moment with Jesus right in front of me, the truth was undeniable. Every time I indulged in that act, it wasn't just a physical release. No, it was much more. It was a spiritual choice I was making. Each time I gave in, I was creating a distance between myself and God. The more I kept it hidden, the more I allowed myself to be controlled by it, the harder it became to feel his presence in my life, the more I isolated myself. And Jesus showed me something even worse, how it opened doors for the enemy. It wasn't just harmless or inconsequential. It was giving the enemy access to areas of my life, allowing him to plant lies and deceit in my heart. Every time I kept giving in to that temptation, I was feeding something dark within me, something that wasn't aligned with God's will, and that was shocking. I wanted to turn away, to tell Jesus, "No, this can't be true," but his eyes, full of love and truth, wouldn't let me hide. He showed me the consequences. I saw how over time it affected my mind, my spirit, and even my emotions. It wasn't just about the act, it was about what I was allowing into my heart and soul. In that moment I felt like I was suffocating. I realized I had been living in the dark, thinking my actions didn't matter. I had no idea the weight of it all. But here's the thing, Jesus didn't condemn me. He didn't yell at me or tell me how disgusting I was. He didn't make me feel shameful. He told me something that changed everything. You don't have to stay this way. You don't have to live in bondage. You can be free. And that was the moment I realized I didn't have to keep walking in this darkness. There was hope. There was a way out. But I had to choose. I had to face the truth of what I'd been doing and then make a decision to change. This isn't just my story. It's for anyone who's been living in the shadows, thinking their sin doesn't matter. I know it's hard to admit the truth, but trust me, facing it is the first step to freedom. If you're feeling the weight of this right now, if this is hitting home for you, don't turn away. Stay with me. There's so much more to this, and I promise you, freedom is possible. You don't have to be trapped in this anymore. I was standing there in front of Jesus, feeling the weight of everything I had done. It wasn't just the big things I had messed up on. It was the little things too. All those moments when I chose something that wasn't God's will for my life. It was like I could see everything all at once. The things I had kept hidden, the choices I thought were minor, the things I convinced myself didn't matter, but they did matter. Every single one of them. I had to face it all. The truth was so heavy, and I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to confront what I had done. It was too painful. But in that moment I couldn't escape it. It was like Jesus was showing me my entire life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and making me see that everything I had done had consequences. I stood there feeling a deep, overwhelming shame, but also realization. I was accountable for everything, every decision, every action, even the small things I had overlooked or excused. It wasn't just about the big sins. It was about the choices I made every single day, and I had to own up to it. But here's the thing, this wasn't about condemnation. It wasn't about shame or guilt. It was about truth. And truth, no matter how hard it is to face, has the power to set you free. I remember looking at Jesus and feeling this deep sense of fear and regret, but also I felt a glimmer of hope, because even in that moment, even with all my mistakes laid bare, Jesus didn't turn away from me. He didn't reject me. He looked at me with love. He didn't condemn me for what I had done. He just showed me the truth, and in that truth, there was a chance for redemption. Now I know this isn't easy. Facing your sins, your mistakes, your failures, it's not easy, but you need to ask yourself, what are you avoiding? What have you been hiding from? What choices are you making that you know aren't right, but you've convinced yourself they don't matter? Believe me, they matter. They all matter. If you're hearing this and feeling that weight right now, don't turn away. Don't push it down. There's something in your life that God is calling you to face, something you need to deal with. And it's not about perfection, it's about acknowledging the truth and choosing to change. This is your chance. The truth is calling you, and if you ignore it now, you might miss the freedom that comes with it. Don't wait. Don't ignore the call. It's time to face the weight of your actions. Take responsibility and step into the light. After I saw everything, every single mistake, every wrong choice, every regret, I thought it was too late. I thought there was no hope for me. How could I make up for all the things I had done? How could I ever make it right? But then I felt something I didn't expect, something powerful. It was like a light, warm and soft, but also strong. And in that moment I realized that the weight of my sins wasn't the end. It didn't have to be the end. There was still a chance for me to turn things around. That's what Jesus showed me in that moment. He didn't just show me what I had done wrong, he showed me that I didn't have to stay stuck in it. I didn't have to let those mistakes define me forever. He didn't condemn me. He didn't say I was hopeless. Instead, he offered me something far greater. A chance to change. A chance to be forgiven. A chance to start over. And that's what I'm telling you today. You don't have to stay in your mistakes. You don't have to keep carrying that guilt, that shame, that fear. There is hope. There is freedom. You don't have to keep running from your past or pretending it doesn't matter. The truth is hard to face. But once you do, it's like a weight lifts off you. You realize you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all together. You just have to be willing to face the truth, accept forgiveness, and choose a new path. I didn't think there was any way out, but now I know there is. You can make that choice too. It's not too late. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait for that moment when you feel like everything is over. You can start today. You can change today. But you have to choose. You have to make that decision right now. The choice is yours. You don't want to miss this. Trust me, the freedom and peace that come with it, they're worth it. You just have to decide to take that step. And I promise, when you do, you'll never look back. The weight will be gone. The fear will fade. And you'll be free. I want you to pause for a moment and really think about something. When was the last time you truly reflected on your life? On the choices you've made? I know we're all busy, rushing through the days, trying to get things done. But I've been to the other side and I can tell you something that you might not want to hear. You don't have forever. There is a point when it's too late to go back, to make a change. I've seen it. I've felt it. And trust me, you don't want to get to that point. So let me ask you, what's holding you back right now? Is it fear, guilt, shame? Maybe you've done things you're not proud of, things you've been running from. But listen, there is a way forward. It's not too late. Right now, today, you have the chance to reflect, to make things right, but only if you take action. I had a moment where I saw what would happen if I didn't change. I saw the consequences of my choices, and believe me, I felt it deep in my bones. It was terrifying. But the biggest fear wasn't what I had done. It was the fear of what I could have become if I didn't make a change. The fear of not having that second chance. You have a chance now, right now. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't let life pass you by and wonder where it all went. Reflect on where you're headed. Are you truly happy with where you are? Are you living in alignment with what you know is right? Or are you stuck, pretending it's all okay when deep down you know it's not? Please don't let this moment slip by. You have the power to take that step, to reflect and to act. Because once you do, the freedom, the peace, it's like nothing you've ever known. You can feel it too, the weight lifted off your shoulders, the fear of what could happen fade away. But you have to make that choice. It's all in your hands now. You can choose to act today, to reflect on your life, to make that change, or you can keep going, pretending you have all the time in the world. But I'm telling you, time is not something you can control. Don't wait until it's too late. Take that first step, and I promise you won't regret it. The clock is ticking. Don't miss this chance. Act now. As I stood there on the edge of life and death, I felt the weight of everything I had done, everything I hadn't done. I saw the mistakes, the regrets, the people I'd hurt, and the chances I'd let slip away. But then something changed. A light appeared, so bright, so pure that it felt like everything else faded away. And in that light I saw something I didn't expect: redemption. It wasn't a grand gesture, a perfect answer, or a miracle. No, it was a quiet, powerful understanding that even with all the mistakes, all the wrong turns, there was still a path to peace, a path to healing, and that path could start right now. You see, the hardest part is thinking it's too late. I thought it too. I thought all the things I'd done couldn't be undone, but I saw that's not true. It's never too late. No matter how far you've strayed, no matter how deep the pain, there's always a way back. There's always hope, if you're willing to change. I want you to feel what I felt in that moment, that there is still time for you. Don't think you're too far gone. Don't believe for 1 second that you've missed your chance. The light, the hope, it's there for you too. It's waiting for you to take that step. But here's the thing, you have to act. You can't sit back and wait for things to magically fix themselves. The choice is in your hands, and you can make that decision today. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let the doubt stop you. I've been where you are. I felt the weight of regret, the fear of what's to come. But I promise you, redemption is real. It's waiting for you, just like it was waiting for me. But you have to reach for it. Don't miss out on this chance. Don't let another moment pass. It's time to let go of what's been holding you back. It's time to take that first step towards the light, towards peace, towards freedom. Don't wait for life to pass you by. This moment, right now, could be the turning point. So take it. Don't let it slip away. Redemption is closer than you think. Wow, what a revelation. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And drop a comment below, whether it's a prayer, your testimony, or just your thoughts on this powerful experience. Let's keep this conversation going and support each other. You never know who might be waiting to hear exactly what you have to say. See you in the next video.